Hi everyone, my name is Diane and you are watching My Pink Bathtub. I'm going to a baby shower. I haven't been to a baby shower in years, so I'm going to be sharing with you today some of the items that I'm going to be knitting for the upcoming bebe. And one of them is on my needles with the colors I'm using, as well as a few other projects that I've completed. And then I'm going to chat with you about stuff that's been going on around here. So if you're interested in sticking it out with me, please grab yourself a beverage and a project of choice, and let's get started. I'm not in my usual location, and the coloring and lighting is not the best here, so I have to apologize. We've been doing a small reno in our main floor bathroom. Nothing too crazy, but I really wanted to change the vanity. So the living room where I normally sit and the lighting is much better is full of plumbing and bathroom parts. And Hubs is doing it himself. He's doing a great job, but it's taking a little bit longer than we expected because we have to do the flooring and we have to do the plumbing and move stuff around. It's much more work than I thought it was going to be, and I feel kind of bad for suggesting it now, but we are in the midst of it. This is what the vanity looked like before. This is the vanity I want to put in. It's an IKEA vanity, and here is where we're at. So that's why I'm sitting here. That's why the lighting is poor. That's why I have all of my stuff over top of my current puzzle. I keep dropping puzzle pieces because I have them all over the table and it's a bit of a gong show. But if you're a puzzler, the current puzzle I'm working on is this Cobble Hill puzzle. It is really hard. The shapes of the puzzle pieces are really weird. And haven't gotten very far, but it is all over the table, and part of it is all over the floor now, so let me know if you've ever done this type of puzzle before. We have a family member who is expecting their first baby. As I mentioned in my last episode, I haven't been to a baby shower in years. One thing I thought was really cool on their shower invite was instead of having a card, like a welcome to the world card or whatever baby cards look like now, if you could please bring a book. And then they have a little library collection going. So I thought that was kind of cool. So we still have to go get a book, but I am making 3 different things. Possibly throw in a teddy bear as well. We'll see. I love knitting for people, and I have lots of acrylic yarn. So the first item that I am making for the baby, and I mentioned this last episode, is the Chevron baby blanket. It's a free pattern from Purl, Soho, and all of the patterns I am going to link below in this episode if it's something you're interested in knitting yourself. I love Chevron patterns. It's such a cool 70s vibe. I am feverishly working from my stash this year, also known as my yarn collection. This is a 2-row repeat pattern, so it's pretty, once you do it a little while, it's kind of quite easy to just kind of find your groove and go with it. It is a 4-weight acrylic yarn that is being used, and you hold 2 strands together. So I've essentially been using the inside of the ball and the outside of the ball at the same time to knit the sections. And I'm on to color number 3. And I just realized that I stopped in the middle of a row. Like, who does that? It is a girl, hence why I'm wearing pink today. Such a nice thick blanket. Now, I don't know nothing about birthing no babies. I've never had a child of my own, but I think this would be a nice thick blanket in the little stroller going for a tootle to the park, and also would be nice and thick to use as a tummy time blanket to put down on the floor. And the next color I'm going to do is yellow, and then I had picked 4 other colors, just a darker tone of the same colorways. Like I'm just using like Bernat Super Value yarn. And this is how much I used for the one color. This was a full ball. and it's a 4-weight 100% acrylic. This is a 7-ounce ball, 440 yards. Next project I am going to be making is also going to be with acrylic yarn because it's a baby, is this Maxim baby car seat blanket. I was kind of thinking maybe I could do this in the same stripe effect as the colors I'm currently doing. I'm going to have to take a better look at the pattern because you see how these little sections are. I don't know if it would look as nice. Maybe I could do just a mini version of the chevron pattern. That's kind of what I'm thinking. The same kind of concept as this. I'll figure out how many rows I need and then just divide it by 8 and do this as well. Someone had a really great suggestion about doing a matching hat for this, and I'm going to go for that. As luck would have it, my friend Amanda from Sweet Skein of Mine just posted a baby hat that she had finished, and it was a free pattern, so I did look it up, and I'm probably going to do this, and it's called the Rialto Baby Hat by Haley Waxberg. It is a free pattern. Now, the sample that is shown is a striped pattern, so I could essentially, if I really want to weave in all those ends, do matching colors so that everything is all cohesive. It's kind of what I'm thinking. We got to get through this first blanket, and then, as I mentioned, I'm going to look at this a little further, just do a chevron and do the same size needle as recommended because it is a 4-weight yarn. Just do a little hole as per this, as opposed to doing this pattern itself. But this is a free pattern on Maxim. I will link it below, as well as the baby hat pattern and the blanket pattern. And that is what I am planning to make for my baby shower adventure, which is going to be the 3rd week, might be the last weekend of April. So I have time to get it done. I have a very busy weekend. I'm doing a live with my friend Judy from Judy's Creations in Crochet for our winter mal. So I'm personally inviting all of you to join us. I will leave the link below. It's going to be on Saturday, noon Central Standard Time, which is my time, 1 p.m. Judy's time. Judy is in Ontario. If you'd like to see the lovely shawls that everyone has created, there were knit versions and crochet versions. And I made up a slideshow today. And then I think I had like a 2-hour conversation with Judy because that's what we do. I have a couple knits that I finished. Last week I started one mitten. Well, I've got both of them done now, and I put the ears on them to be a cat. But the other mals that I'm working on is the Sox-a-Long mal, and I have to get my button gear for that to finish that slideshow. But I finished my socks for the month, and for the month of March I went out of my comfort zone and I did a textured pattern for socks, which I've never done. The designer of the pattern is Nancy from Knit Zip Happy, and I think they turned out really, really beautiful. These socks are so nice and squishy. It is a paid for pattern, so I'm not going to talk too much about the pattern itself, but I can tell you that it is a 12-row repeat, and I did do it a little bit shorter than what was recommended in the pattern for the leg. It was very fun to do. I have to admit I had a little bit of stumbling on the second sock. I kept making mistakes. It was really weird. Like, I thought I was really good at the pattern. I was keeping track of all the rows, but I kept screwing up and had to rip it back a few times, but finally got in the groove. And then it was like, it took me a couple days and I got it done. So I guess you can make several pairs of socks in a month if you just knit socks, but I have a little bit of craft ADHD that I can't focus on just one thing. I need multiple things to bring me joy at any given time. So this is, yeah, I would highly recommend her patterns. Very, very well written, very easy to understand. So very lovely sock pattern. Thank you, Nancy, for writing it. And I think next month's yarn, whatever it is I choose, I might just do a vanilla sock just to take it easy, because I really, really need to get knitting on my market makes. And one thing I am going to bring to market, which is going to be a lower price item on my table, are these mini sweaters. Now, whenever I have leftover yarn from socks, and I still have quite a bit of yarn, I have like 33 grams left of this yarn. 33 grams left of this yarn, which I was quite surprised, even after making my little mini sweater. I am selling these at my craft table. I'm going to set up probably a small little Christmas tree and just put them all over. I have these really cute little hangers, which I'm really struggling to find more of in this size. But yes, I am very excited to say that I am market knitting. Not really, but this Taste Buds, which is our little monthly group where we go to somewhere in Winnipeg. I mentioned I live in Manitoba in the center of Canada. And we try to go to a restaurant we've never been to before. And so this past week, we went to a new place that recently opened called Bell's Kitchen and Music Hall. A little bit of footage here. It is such a great vibe. It was so much fun. We went like actually for lunch. They have live music there all day long, kind of an old Texas style where you go up in order and you have like a little tray, you take it to your table. And I had the brisket and it was fantastic. I would definitely go back. So that was our Taste Buds adventure for the month. And finally, the last thing I'm thinking of making for the baby is a teddy bear. Now, I have some bougie bears, and I'll show you an example, but I'm probably going to make it just with a couple of strands of baby yarn held together. But I've been knitting the Susan Claudino Happy Scrappy teddy bear. And this one has mohair in it, so I don't really want to give it to a baby. And it has the safety eyes and nose, so I think I would probably hand stitch something on. But I think I'm going to go and check. I have some baby yarn, because what I did with this was I held 3 strands of this together. I had hand-dyed minis, I had baby yarn, and then I had mohair. So this was more intended for a kind of like an heirloom bear, sitting on the shelf until they get a little bit older kind of bear, because you're not going to be throwing this in the washing machine because of the hand-dyed yarn. I have a few left from my markets, but yeah, I'm thinking I'm going to redo one for the baby, possibly like in a pink and a cream combined or something, with like hand-stitched eyes that they could use right away for her. Really? I just love the shaping of this bear. It is a paid-for pattern. I'll leave the link below. What you essentially do is you knit the arms and the legs. You put them aside. Then you start from the bottom of the body. And as you're knitting up, you are attaching the legs as you go. Then you're knitting the body and you're attaching the arms. And then you're knitting the head, stuffing as you go. And when you're done, you basically just have to knit on the ears and you have a teddy bear. You don't have to worry about attaching the limbs later. I usually have very long tails on here, so I really can secure them quite strongly to the bear, the limbs. One of my favorite teddy bear patterns of all time. Like, even look at his head. The shaping is just so great in these. And if time permits and I find the right color yarn, I will probably make her a teddy bear appropriate for a baby to use. I don't have a lot of baby yarn, but I do have some of this Maxim Twinkle yarn. Now, this is a 1 weight, And if I hold 3 of them together to make the teddy bear, I thought I could do pink, white, and yellow together. What are you working on right now? I'm just looking over at our plumbing situation, which is in our living room. Hopefully that will be done next week. And if so, I will share you the final result. Hubs thinks it's going to look great. He couldn't really envision it at the moment, but I already had it in my head, like this is what we're doing. And we're going to keep the dark colored wooden mirror to kind of accent the top of it. I think it's going to look really good. Other than that, it is spring here in Manitoba. Things are slowly starting to... What am I like? I almost forgot to do the draw for the fox stole pattern, copy of my fox stole pattern, which is on Ravelry from last week's episode. One person who put the word fox in their comment will be pulled. I haven't pulled it yet, so I'm going to put the winner right here because I don't really know who it is. Now, winner, can you please email me at mypinkbathtub@gmail.com with your Ravelry name so I can shoot you over a copy of this knit stole pattern. Congratulations, whoever you are. I'll pull the name after I get off this video. Thank you so much for joining me today. Please share a fun baby knit that is a go-to for you when you go to baby showers so other people can enjoy. And until next time, my friends, be well and bye for now.